Alrighty, welcome back everyone. I am Tulok as always. I am joined with my buddy Mango, also known as Corey.
Hello.
And we brought Mason back because Kelsey was too much chaos and actually she's just working today. So we'll have her back later. But we'll say it's because she disagreed with us too much and we want this to go smooth. No, we'll have her back. We're actually going to try and get both of them in the same episode at some point. So welcome, Mason.
Hiya.
Today we're talking about third gen rubies, sapphires, emeralds, Game Boy Advances.
What a time to be alive it was.
It certainly was. And the first Pokemon we're of course going to talk about is Treecko. Now, for those, let's quick go over in case this is your first episode with us. The tiers are Sauce is the best, Awesome is the second best, Basic is the third best, Chore, they're just kind of a chore, it's the fourth best, Dookie, fifth best, and Failure, sixth best. Of course, there is one category above all others, that is the Zesty category, the best Pokemon of any generation. We'll try and get a group consensus on it, or something close to a group consensus on it at the very least. Anyway, I like Treecko. I don't actually like the third gen starters all that much, but I think Treecko's probably my favorite of the babies. I'd say this is an awesome.
Yeah, I can agree with the Awesome. He's got a lot of appeal. He's just a little get-go.
Yeah, I would go all the way to Sauce, but that'll keep him in Awesome.
Perfect. Treecko.
And Treecko can save you 15% or more on car insurance.
GROVYLE. I think it does enough to be different than bigger Treecko. So I think it's still awesome. It still works.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm in between Basic and Awesome. Mason, what do you think?
I'm going to keep him in the Sauce. This is my favorite line of the starters, so they're all saucy for me.
Well, that'll keep GROVYLE at Awesome. And then we'll go to SCEPTILE. Now, SCEPTILE, I think, is my least favorite part of this evolutionary line. I'll knock it down to Basic. I don't actually love its Mega Evolution either. I feel like it turns into more of a Christmas tree.
Oh,
and it's God. Like a Christmas tree ninja. Which, when I think of Christmas, I don't think of ninjas.
Santa Claus is basically a ninja when you get down to it, though.
He'd be a successful one, that's for sure.
Okay, that point being amazing notwithstanding, I am going to say Basic for SCEPTILE.
I'm gonna go with Awesome. I think it is a little bit better than the last one for me. Not by much, but.
And I'm staying Sauce.
And that'll balance it to Awesome. I think we did every combo you can possibly do to get Awesome for that whole line. Torchic. Torchic's fine. It doesn't offend me, but it's just Basic for me.
Oh yeah, I follow up that Basic.
Yeah, the only thing that I really like about Torchic is that it does have frosted tips.
It does. It has the Sugar Ray hairstyle.
But otherwise, I would probably go Basic. Maybe Awesome.
Well, that's going to put Torchic in the Basic camp. Now, I think Combusken makes me feel good, I think. Combusken is the best second form of this generation, and I think it's actually the peak of this line. I'll say Combusken is a sauce, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like Combusken enough, I guess. I don't. Part of me wants to agree with the sauce, and then part of me wants to go with Basic. Like,
But
guess
not awesome, not the one in between.
yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like I want to swing off of awesome with it, but you know what? I'll go with awesome.
Its legs fully look like chicken legs. Like, it looks like, and I mean, let's not talk about eating too many Pokemon, but you could just tear those legs right off.
Yeah.
And eat them.
I mean,
They straight up look like chicken legs.
I mean, if we're going to talk about shape, we do have to note that it is shaped like a dick.
It is a bit dick-shaped. Especially in some of the sprites where, like, those thick chicken thighs, yeah, it kind of gives it a very phallic, but that's not a problem.
No, yeah.
You know?
It's perfectly fine, but it does have to be noted.
So I'm saying sauce, and I guess that means I'm saying dick sauce. Corey's saying awesome sauce. Where you at, Mason?
I'm with Chore, personally.
Whoa! Okay. So for a sauce and an awesome and a chore, that'll be a 7, which will put it at a awesome, rounded down. Combuskin. Into the awesome category. Blaziken, chore. This does nothing for me.
Oh, dang.
I know, and I know that's a hot take. I know it's the first firefighting, but I think it's because I actually played 3rd gen after 4th gen, so I like Infernape better than this thing, and yeah, I've got no love for Blaziken. Kelsey showed me a meme where Lady Gaga's Super Bowl outfit looks like Blaziken. That didn't hurt or help it, but I just wanted to bring it up because she showed it to me right before we recorded and was like, "You've got to mention this." So I did. So, no, I've brought that up, but sure.
Oh man, I do want to go with awesome with Blaziken. The Mega form also does help for me. It doesn't, like, its shape doesn't change a whole lot, but there is a lot of elements that do change.
Yeah, I think the Mega form's cooler.
Mm-hmm.
I'm comfortable giving Blaziken an awesome.
I'm also comfortable with awesome. I don't like that its wings are now on its head, but otherwise, it's pretty cool.
That'll put Blaziken into awesome despite my objections. And now we'll go on to Mudkip. And, hey, just a quick reminder, everybody, to unsubscribe, you hit the same button you hit to subscribe. I hate the Mudkip line. I think they are the ugliest Pokemon. I think Mudkip's a chore, and that's going to be the highest these go.
Oh. Well, allow me to say, I don't care for Mudkip as like a first form compared to the other two. So I can agree with at least that much, but I don't want to go. I want to go with a basic for Mudkip.
Yeah, the lowest I was willing to go was basic, and I'm honestly thinking awesome. I love its little face. It's just very pure.
It is just the refined Guasir.
So that'll balance it to a basic. And now we'll go to MARSHTOMP. MARSHTOMP is... I don't know if I hate this more or less than Swampert. But I'm going to say Dookie for MARSHTOMP. I do not like these.
With this middle form, you know what? I can agree with Dookie. I do think Swampert gets better, but we'll get into that. I agree with Dookie on MARSHTOMP, though.
I can also push for Dookie.
MARSHTOMP. Is this the first time a starter has made it to Dookie?
There might be one other.
Was it?
Did Wartortle? Oh,
was it
Croconaw,
Charizard?
I think.
Yeah, here I got.
I think Charizard was Chorizard because I made that pun.
Oh.
I remember making that pun.
Oh, yeah,
we'll see.
It looks like Croconaw is the only one so far that was in Dookie.
Croconaw. Croconaw deserves it. I don't like Croconaw. But I also don't like Swampert. Swampert, I think Swampert looks worse with its Mega Evolution. But I'll still just say Dookie. I don't think it's a full-on failure. It's not like... This isn't Quagsire. So I'll say Dookie. Corey?
You know, honestly, I'm looking at this, and I kind of wish Swampert was the middle form, and Mega Swampert was the final form.
Because there is definitely enough change going on there, and like, I don't know, I just love how swole he is. He's squared up. He's ready to like get in it. I'm gonna go. If it was just because of the mega form, I'd go awesome, but I'll go with basic.
Oh, you think the mega form's an improvement? God. All right, Mason.
I am firmly with basic as well. There's not a whole lot it does for me, but there's nothing it does poorly for me.
I think that'll pull it down to a chore. Swampert in the chore category. Poochyena. This is a dog. And I know dogs are good or whatever, but this does nothing for me. Again, third gen I think might be my least favorite gen. We'll see as we get further down, but this is a chore. Corey?
You know, one thing I did really like about Poochyena is that they gave you a dark type right off the bat to, catch and use. That was pretty cool. But otherwise, yeah, I don't know if it ever really did that much for me either. I agree with Chore.
Yeah, it feels like a chore. I can't really put it in anything else either.
Chore. Poochyena. More like Poochorena. Poochyena. Now, Mightyena, I'll bump up to basic. I think Mightyena's got kind of a cool look to it. I think it's annoying that it has Intimidate every time I fight it, but I can't really blame it for that. I'll say this is a basic.
This one actually moves down for me. I'm going Dookie on Mightyena.
Ooh.
And a lot of it has to do with the head, the top of the head, where it looks like it's kind of got this bald streak going through, but then the backside just has this full, almost mullet.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Okay.
It just stays a chore for me. I didn't have any sway as it evolves. It just kind of exists.
2 chores and a dookie. We'll put it into the chore. ZIGZAGOON. And this does have a Galarian form. It does get the little black and white version, which I think looks better. So I think I would say Galarian form, I'd go awesome. But regular form, probably basic. Corey?
You know what? I can agree with that to a T, because I don't want to go full chore with this, because I like ZIGZAGOON a little better than I like Poochyena.
Mm-hmm. I think...
So,
oh.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I can't concur anymore.
So, should we put it in basic, then?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's
Okay.
basic.
ZIGZAGOON. I think LINOONE is worse. So I'll say LINOONE is basic to chore. I think I'm gonna say chore for LINOONE.
Same. Yeah, like that Galarian form. Like considering the Galarian form, I would go with I'd go with higher than chore, but just normal and I'm locking it in chore.
Locking in the chore.
I'm kind of a fan of LINOONE. It's just useful, and if nothing else, that gives it some points. So I would go at least basic, maybe pushing into awesome, but that's a hot take.
Okay. So we've got 2 chores and a basic. That'll put it at a chore for our friend LINOONE. And now, oh boy, it's time for WURMPLE failure. These are the worst bugs.
Whoa.
I think they're just the worst. I don't like them, and I still don't understand how you differentiate whether or not you're getting a SILCOON or a CASCOON. I don't really care because spoilers, I'm giving them both failures too, but I'm saying Wurmple failure.
Hot dang.
Corey?
So I will agree with low scores to those middle forms, those balls of web, but Wurmple doesn't deserve that height. Wurmple is somehow a bug and a cutie. Those don't go together often.
It's got a butt on its face and not in a fun way.
Yes.
And it shoots strings out of its face ass.
There's something about Wurmple that I just really like. Then it's. I think it's got a good design. I want it, but it's not like amazing. I'll give it a basic.
Mason?
You know, for a bug Pokemon, the design I think is good, except for the butt face. I think if it were just like, if it were pearly white teeth, I think that would somehow be better. But I'm gonna have to put it in Dookie because just everything other than the design, excluding that face.
Okay, so we've got a basic, a Dookie, and a failure. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that puts it into Dookie when everything's said and done. Wurmple and Dookie. Now let's talk about SILCOON, who is different from CASCOON because it hasn't turned a different way. I guess. Oh, no. Sorry. CASCOON is slightly purple. Failure. Corey?
I agree with that.
I also agree. Failure.
It's just a net of string. SILCOON. Now, CASCOON, I think that purple color really, it fixes the issues I have with CASCOON, and the slightly...
If we're going in Dex order, I think Beautifly is next.
Oh, is Beautifly next?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Beautifly is the best part of these bugs, and it's still only a chore for me.
Oh, wow. It's
It's just a butterfly.
All of its little curly nose. It's not just like a straight off needle, you know, it's just... Yeah, I'm going awesome.
I have to go Dookie for the nose. I don't like it. It's very uncomfortable how it just looks like it was glued on to like a purely smooth face.
Yeah, I'm holding my thumb over the nose, and I think I like it better without it. So I said chore, Mason said Dookie, Corey said awesome. I think that brings it to chore. Beautifly in the chore category. So now CASCOON's next, and CASCOON I think is a great improvement over SILCOON because it's slightly purple and its eye is a little bit bigger. So for me, this is an awesome. I'm kidding, it's a failure.
You know, if there were only one like CASCOON or SILCOON, and if I think about it that way, I think I'd actually go up to a Dookie for CASCOON strictly because of those very slight differences. It looks like it's emoting more. It looks like a little bit more fierce. It does have a different eye. It is purple. Like, I'll give this one a Dookie.
Yeah. Purple's just a cool color. I would also go Doogie. It raises it up just for the color.
For the lavender color,
I like
CASCOON
that
is
color.
saved from Dookie. Well, hopefully we can put DUSTOX into failure, because I think this is my least favorite part of these worms. It's just such an ugly moth. And like, we'll talk about other moths later that I think are really cool. This is not one of them. I hate this thing. Failure.
Sure.
Dookie.
And that'll balance it to Dookie. DUSTOX. More like, give me some dust in my lungs so I don't have to look at it, Ox. The
Jesus.
Dookie Pokemon.
I don't know if that's how
LOTAD!
lungs
Finally we have a sauce Pokemon with LOTAD. I think we all agree, correct, Corey?
I mean, I don't want to go all the way up to sauce. I do really like LOTAD. I'll give it awesome.
Mason?
it's got a dish to hold sauce in it. Why would it not be sauce?
Yeah. It's like the waiter Pokemon. Oh man. Oh, hey everybody, quick reminder, the unsubscribe button is right the same place where you click to subscribe, because we have put LOTAD above Treecko, GROVYLE, SCEPTILE, Combustion, Blaziken, Torchic, Mudkip, Swampert, and MARSHTOMP. And I feel like there could be a little bit of anger. Now Lombre, hey, if we're looking for examples of ugly middle forms, this is a dookie. Just what happened? Why did the LOTAD need arms and legs?
I'm fine with Dookie on this.
I don't know. I would go basic at the lowest, personally.
And that'll, I think, save it for Chore. LOTAD. I guess we're saying not that bad. But LUDICOLO brings it back to the sauce. The land
Indeed.
of sauce.
100%.
I might make a pitch for my first Zesty for LUDICOLO. I love this little sombrero duck.
I would agree.
Corey. Ooh, Mason agrees with me.
Well, I do want to go sauce, so I'd say that bullies it up to the zest, but I wouldn't give it zesty over sauce.
Okay, so LUDICOLO is temporarily in our Zesty location.
In my friend's Discord that we all use to keep in touch, we have a channel specifically for just posting pictures of LUDICOLO, and I think that's important.
Hey, it's important to have a place on your Discord where you can post lewd ecolo photos. I think, because like sometimes people want to look at those lewd decolo photos, especially in quarantine times. SEEDOT. This is an acorn that they put eyes and feet on, and the eyes aren't great, but the feet bring it up to Chore for me.
I'll agree with... well, I don't know. Because, like, LOTAD isn't much either. Like, these first forms are very simple. I'll give SEEDOT a basic.
I was gonna say Chore, but now looking at the top and how it looks like a fun little hat, that might bring it to basic.
That'll bring SEEDOT into the basic land. I'm fine with that. I was between Chore and basic. NUZLEAF, I think this is basic. It's fine. It doesn't really do anything for me. Again, it's got the full-on, like, chicken legs that look very tasty. But it doesn't do a ton for me.
I could see awesome for NUZLEAF. I love his mask and nose combo. The leaf flying off.
Does he have nipples?
Yes, he does.
You do.
Yeah, I'm very confident in saying basic.
I would go Chore.
Hey, that'll balance it to basic. I like when we have Mason on because it suggests that we need to moderate. Because I feel like so many of our answers when we have you are like one person says awesome, one says basic, one says Chore, and it'll vary who's who, but like it's very balanced. Shiftry, if we want to shift those balances, I really like Shiftry. I think Shiftry's an awesome. I like his big mullet.
I agree with the awesome.
See, you just brought up the balance that we have, and sound the alarms, because this is the first of Feet Watch for this generation, and I don't like them, and that brings it to failure.
Oh, to failure!
I just don't like it. It's structurally unsound, and it makes me mad.
That'll bring it down to a basic, because both of us put it in. Yes, it'll bring it to a basic. Ooh, poor Shiftry. Getting shifted down. Talo, this is a bird. Dookie.
Sure.
Awesome.
Awesome.
I
Care
love it.
to explain the awesome for Talo?
Something about just the way he's looking to the side really just like it brings character to him, and the long, just like the motion that he suggests is very enticing and enjoyable to me.
So Talo, that'll put Talo in basic, even though none of us chose basic for it. Swellow, this is a bigger bird. Dookie.
Sure.
Awesome again, it's cool. It's a cool bird.
I like that the same thing happened for Talo and Swellow, because in my mind they are virtually the same Pokemon. Let's go to Wingull. I feel like now we can get some takes. This is
yeah,
one
we can.
people have opinions about. I don't really, so I'm gonna say sure.
I love Wingull. Love it. Absolutely awesome.
And this is again, I'm Dookie. I don't like it.
Okay, so I said chore. We have a chore, an awesome, and a Dookie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll put it at 11, which would round down to basic for Wingull. Pelipper, I think it's a little bit better. It's got a big ol' mouth, and that big ol' mouth stands for B, for basic for me.
I couldn't agree more that this is an improvement. But I'm going sauce.
I think at best it's basic. And I'll keep it there.
Well, too bad, because that's gonna bring it up to awesome with the sauce vote. Pelipper, going to awesome. Ralts, Ralts is sauce for me. It's just this little shy psychic kid. It reminds me a lot of Ness.
Oh yeah.
I think it's a sauce.
I'm feeling a little basic on it.
I would put it in awesome, personally.
Which will balance it to awesome. The balance must be maintained, or Mason will not join us again. Curlia, hey, this is a middle form no one cares about, Dookie. Like, when you catch your Ralts, you're excited. When you get the Gardevoir, or in later generations, the Gallade, you're excited. No one's excited for Curlia. I think it's a Dookie. Corey?
Yeah, I could see this going down 2 notches for me from a B.
I kind of like Curlia. I would put it in a basic.
Think that, yeah, that'll bring it up to a chore. Curlia. There we go. Now Gardevoir. Oof, that's a Pokemon. That's a sauce. That's a saucy Pokemon.
I think Gardevoir is awesome, and I am bordering sauce. I'm also looking at that Mega Form, because I haven't seen it before. It doesn't look like it changes a whole lot, except for it loses color.
Yeah, I don't think the Mega Form's all that great. But I'm not holding the Mega Form against it. I think a Mega Form can improve, but in this case, it doesn't, like, ruin it.
Okay.
You know?
I think I'm going to lock into an awesome.
Mason?
I would also put it at awesome.
That'll bring Gardevoir. Wow, I thought Gardevoir was a zesty contender. Gardevoir. A different part of the internet will be mad at us for that.
Mm-hmm.
Surskit. Now we're talking some good bugs. Because this is a cute bug. This is an awesome bug. Corey?
I mean, I like that for a bug they're getting away from, like worms and butterflies and such.
and they're kind of
Yes.
giving us something a little new. But I don't much care for Surskit. Like it's just not really doing. I'll give it a chore.
I was originally gonna say Surskit is kind of a dookie Pokemon for me, but taking a closer look at it and like the blush brings it at least to basic.
So a basic, an awesome, and a chore will bring it to basic. Surskit. I honestly I think it's just kind of disrespectful because if you're in comedy, you want to call it Sir Sketch. But Masquerain. It's fine. It's basic. I don't think it's. I think it's a step down from Surskit.
I think it's a step up, but that will also put me at basic for my last score. So I agree with basic.
I would say it's a step down and brings it to chore because they had the cool bug water and they were like, we'll do flying again.
That is true. I dislike that. That'll put Masquerain into basic as well. Masquerain. I only want to see you standing in the Masquerain. Masquerain. Shroomish. Boy, this is an ugly little thing. I think it's a dookie.
Couldn't agree more.
I like Shroomish. I love that it's ugly. I think that, for me, it's awesome because of how bad it looks. Because it was clear they designed it intentionally to not be, cute, but still cute in an unattractive way.
It's the pug thing where it's like, this thing is such an abomination. It's pretty cute.
Yes.
So you said awesome. Corey and I both said dookie.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll put it at chore. Yes, that'll put it perfectly at chore. Shroomish. Now Breloom I like a lot. I really like Breloom. I'll say sauce for Breloom. I like that it gets a bunch of punch moves and it doesn't have hands. I think that's funny. Yeah, I'm looking at later sprites to see if it ever gets hands.
I think in the anime those little nubbins stretch real far.
Oh. Yeah, that could be. Again, I fell off on the anime after Gen 2. So I want to say sauce for Breloom. Corey?
Well, it definitely is an improvement from Shroomish. I'm gonna go basic.
I'm gonna stay with awesome.
Which will balance it to awesome. Breloom, welcome to the awesome tier. So far, LOTAD is our only sauce. And I'm so happy with that.
I love that.
Oh, but we're about to get another one. Slack off. He doesn't want to work. He just wants to sleep. I can relate. Sauce.
Yeah, couldn't agree more with the sauce on this.
Definitely sauce.
Slack off. Now, Vigoroth has the opposite problem. Vigoroth can't go to sleep. It's got too much energy. I like it. I feel like it's a good amount of change, but I don't necessarily think it's a good change. So I want to go for Vigoroth. Probably a basic.
I can
Corey?
agree with that.
I would say awesome at best, but basic makes sense.
And now let's bring it back to slacking. Slacking?
Slacking.
Slacking. Slacking. Ooh, this is a sauce. This is a Pokemon with the same total base stats as Arceus.
Oh my god.
That needs to take naps every once in a while because it's too strong. It's the Pokemon equivalent of, ha, you made me use 10% of my power. This is a sauce. This is actually maybe... I'm going to nominate Slacking for a Zesty.
So far, I can agree with that, Zesty. I also really like slacking. Yeah, I like that every other turn it just needs to take a break because it's lazy.
Mason?
I would have to. I'm not gonna have to say Zesty, but I would put it in Awesome.
Ooh, then that will be enough to hold it back from Ludicolo's spot in Zesty. Because to get Zesty, we need it to be 2 Zesties and a sauce. So slacking. Actually staying in the sauce category. But it is some strong sauce. And Corey and I will argue for it hard when we're going through the sauces. Ninkeda, this is a bug. Dookie.
It's a new looking bug. I like it, but I'm not gonna go better than. I'll give it basic.
I would also say basic.
Basic for Ninkeda. Ninkeda. Ninjask, I think it's an improvement. I think it's basic.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'd also say Awesome because one, it just looks cool, but it's also got some serious power.
It's fast as hell. This is a fast boy. I think this is the highest base speed that isn't Deoxys.
Oh, wow.
So, awesome for Ninkeda. Now, up next is a gimmick Pokemon, Shedinja. It can only be hit by Pokemon that are super effective against it, and it will take no damage from anything else, but it only has 1 HP. I really like this thing. I'm gonna say awesome.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know all of that gimmickness to it. Design wise, I kind of wanted to go with Chore basic. I'll give it a basic.
I would go Awesome because I can relate to feeling vulnerable but not being able to get hit hard.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what hits me, but it'll hurt if it does.
Now we're going to another line I like a lot. Whismer. Whismer, I think, I'll say Whismer is awesome. It's very cute, it's very sad, and very scared.
I'm bordering in between awesome and sauce. I also very much love this line.
I also love this line, so I would also have to go Awesome.
Whismer in the awesome category. Whismer.
Glad we all know what's good.
We do. We know what's good. Loudred. Loudred is my favorite part of this line. I think Loudred's got the sauce.
Oh yeah, I'd argue Zesty.
Ooh.
I could.
Now that does mean you can give Loudred the Zesty.
Ooh.
Mason.
I could see it, but comparing it to
You're taking
Ludicolo.
it away from
Comparing it to Ludicolo, I can't. I'd have to go sauce.
Oh, what? No.
That's totally fair. I mean, that's why I'm glad we put Ludicolo in there. So like, anytime we want to give something to the Zesty, we have to imagine looking Ludicolo in the eyes and saying, "I'm sorry, you weren't good enough."
Putting one hand on
Ludicolo
Ludicolo's non-existent shoulder and just saying, "I'm sorry for your loss."
Ludicolo. EXPLOUD, I think, is actually probably the worst part of this line, but I'll still give it awesome. I really like it.
Yeah.
I'd go personally sauce. I like it a lot.
Well, your sauce will not be enough to save it from the awesome category. Unfortunately, it's just awesome. Poor EXPLOUD. Makuhita, chubby little boxer boy. I like Makuhita. I think it's basic. It's another one of those fighting Pokemon that's just like, this Pokemon likes to fight. And I'm like, oh, great. So for me, I'll say basic.
I'm on. I can't. I'm bordering between Chore and Dookie.
Ooh.
I think I'll lock into Chore.
I like it enough for its pun of its name or its design because it's a literal punching bag. But that doesn't do much for me after its design. Like the rest of it, I'm not a fan of. So I'd put it in basic.
Metal. Sorry, did you say basic or did you say Chore or Dookie, Corey? Where did you end up?
I ended up with Chore.
Okay, that'll bring it up to a basic. I almost docked it again because I saw its classification was the Guts Pokemon, and I am sick of seeing requests for Guts. But we don't have to get into that here. Let's talk about Hariyama instead, which I think is an improvement. I like Hariyama a lot. I think he's awesome. I like that he wears a skirt, and he's proud of it.
I give it a Chore.
Oh.
I'd put it at basic.
The balance must be maintained. Hariyama. His stats are also super weird. He's got like a ton of attack and a ton of HP and like nothing else. Azurill, a Pokemon where they looked at the Meryl line and they were like, we need this, but bad. What if it had the worst stats in the game? Instead of making Azumarill better, they made a worse version of Meryl. But I think it's a cuter version of Meryl, so I'll put it at Chore.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's because like when it comes to baby forms, I kind of grade it based on cuteness because that's kind of why it's there. I'll go basic.
I'm gonna keep it with Chore personally.
I will say, in defense of Azurill, this is a very commonly trans Pokemon because the gender ratio for the Azurill form is 75% female, 25% male, and the gender ratio for Meryl is 50%, 50%, meaning that a lot of Azurills, when you have them, or like 25% of them, will change gender when they evolve, which I think is very interesting, but I still don't like it very much as a Pokemon. So yeah, I think that puts it into Chore. Do we have two Chores and a basic?
Yeah. But good representation, Pokemon.
Yeah. Thanks for trying, but maybe make the trans Pokemon a little more useful than this. Nose Pass.
Socks.
For me? Oh, really? Because I was going to say Nose Pass? More like Nose Pass Dookie. So we've got a Sauce and a Dookie.
I'm really not a fan. I would have said failure.
Oh!
No.
It's just not good.
So we've got 6 plus 6 divided by 3. We put it to Chore. Corey, you've single-handedly saved this thing from the depths of hell.
Oh, thank
And
Christ.
brought it to the Chore category.
Have we had?
I will warn you, if Kelsey's with us voting, I'm guessing she's also. If I'm reading my girlfriend's mind, I think she would make this like a Dookie or a failure. So it'll probably be a lower end of Chore.
I am gonna fight my damnedest for this Nose Pass.
Skitty. This is it's here. Basic.
So the only other cats at this point that I really have to compare it to are, I think it's just Meowth at this point. And
Yeah, there are
Persian,
no
I
other
suppose.
cats. There are no other cats worth mentioning other than Meowth.
I am a little nervous bringing up my opinion of Persian and comparing it to this. So I won't. I'll just say Skitty for me is... It's a chore. No, it's a basic.
I would also go basic. It doesn't do much for me.
Skitty. Basic. Now, Delcatty, on the other hand, Is also basic. I thought this thing was an evolution the first time I played the game and saw it, and then I found out that it was not. I thought it was a normal type evolution, and then I got really mad at it.
Yo, I could totally see this being like the poison evolution.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
Like, I feel like it had potential to be cool, but they never gave it anything cool. So, yeah, sure.
I do like that it's always ready to travel with that neck pillow.
For me, Delicati does go down a notch. I put it at chore.
I would keep it with basic.
Delcatty will go to the basic. Wait, did I say basic or chore? I don't remember. Whatever, I'll say basic now. It's fine. Sableye, Little Gem Gremlin. Little Gem one? Sableye, I think Sableye's awesome. I like his little craftiness.
Yeah, and like his form doesn't change a whole lot with the mega form, but I like how he's got that big jewel to like kind of hide behind, and you know, he even looks a little bit more sinister. I'd go awesome with Sableye.
He's got Coraline vibes to me.
Mm-hmm. I would go awesome, and like I can just imagine him just like breathing heavy and just saying gems in like a very fun little voice, and I love that.
Is that an awesome from you?
Yeah, awesome.
Sableye. Also some Golem vibes, because you only find him in the Dark Cave.
Oh yeah.
I've definitely caught one and named it Smeagol, and then found out it didn't evolve and got rid of it. Fun fact, so that was a version exclusive, I believe, to Sapphire, and Mawile is the version exclusive for Ruby. I like Mawile better, but in those games, Sableye had no weaknesses because Fairy type didn't exist yet, and Mawile had the most resistances because it was the first pure Steel type. So, fun fact, Mega Mawile is frickin' sick. I think Mawile is a saucy Pokemon.
The mega form is definitely cool. Its base form is definitely cool. But I'm thinking awesome, not quite sauce.
I agree. Also staying awesome, but not quite sauce.
So awesome for Mawile. We'll just have to remember when we're sorting those out that it needs to go above Sableye. Aron. Not to be confused with Aaron. Aron. Basic. It doesn't do a lot for me. It's sort of the Geodude of this gen, but I think it's worse than Geodude.
Yeah, this is a line that I actually never really used. And now that I'm looking at it, I don't know why, because I do think that it looks pretty cool. I'd actually I'll give Aron a basic. Yeah.
I think basic is where it belongs.
Aron in the basic. Now, Lairon, I think, is a vast improvement if it were opposite day, because this thing is ugly. Failure. It's a terrible middle form.
Oh. I mean, yeah, I was going to go down to Chore, but Failure, dang. You know what? I'll go down to Dookie with this. It is pretty ugly.
Yeah, I'm also going with Dookie.
Two Dookies just getting rescued from failure is Lairon. Now Aggron, it's almost worth the chore because I think it brings it back to basic. Its mega form is just bigger metaler, but yeah, I'll put it in basic.
Both with its base form, and then honestly its mega form looks pretty sleek too. Like I'm gonna go awesome.
Yeah, I'm also with awesome. I think it's cool, and it's such a wall.
It is. It is a big old physical wall. Because yeah, its defense is 180. That's pretty good. And I think, let me check its mega stats. because I'm guessing it gets even more defensive. Yeah, 230 base defense for Mega Aggron. Oof. Oof. That's pretty tight. But you know what else is tight? Meta tight. Only in its name, though. I don't like this Pokemon. It's fighting and psychic, and I think that's such a cool combination. I think it was wasted on this weird, I don't know, just like emaciated child. Dookie.
I agree with Dookie.
Yeah, it's wearing a diaper, so nothing but Dookie.
It's literally the Dookie Pokemon. Meta tight. Metacham, slight improvement, but not really. I like its Mega Form. Its Mega Form is enough to bring it up to a basic for me. And its Hammer Pants. I like its Hammer Pants.
Yeah, that Mega Form I would give awesome, if not even sauce. But the normal one I kind of just want to give, like, sure, basic too. I'll lock into basic.
Yeah, basic makes sense. I can give it that. Although, I don't like its knees, honestly. You like the pants? I don't like the pants.
Oh, really?
No.
See, I feel like this is the chicken leg generation. Like, again, it's a chicken leg. But like you put it out on Combuskin, it is also sort of phallically shaped.
Yeah. It's got nipples on its knees. Let's just air it out.
Oh. It's electric. No, it's electric. I hate this thing. I really, truly, honestly, purely hate electric and manectric. Because they are, in my mind, the static Pokemon. They are the Pokemon that paralyze me every time I hit them, and I hate them for it. I never really used them. They aren't very good, really. So I never felt like I should use them. I think Electrike is a failure.
I'd go Dookie. I don't know if I'd go quite failure.
I don't really like Electrike. One, why is it green? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Because of electricity.
Why is that green?
All the green electricity you've ever seen.
And looks like it's definitely intended to be fast, but it looks like it wouldn't be able to move at all.
Yeah, because of its head.
Yeah, definitely like a Dookie at best.
Oh, y'all have spared it from failure again. I will get a failure in here.
Do we not have a single failure?
We have Silcoon.
Uh,
Manectric is a step up, but not that much of a step up. It's Dookie. Its Mega Evolution is ugly as hell. It looks like someone spilled a Flash logo on a dog. Dookie.
Yeah, I agree with Dookie.
This is definitely, I feel like, a line that they tried to revisit with Yamper, and they got right.
Yes.
And here I'd say Dookie.
Yeah, Yamper and Boltland are what these were supposed to be, but Manectric, Dookie. And that'll be where we'll end it off for today. Come back the next day, videos go up, and we'll talk about more Pokemon. I'm Phil.
I'm Corey.
I'm Mason.
Bye.